Morning, welcome back to your online classes. And now in Kalimpong the days are beautiful. We are having very beautiful weather. We've been through a long spell of cold weather, but now we can see the sun early in the morning, though it gets a bit nippy cold in the evenings, but this is wonderful weather, especially when I had gone down to Siliguri. Children, I must tell you, the cities have started getting very, very hot. And I couldn't bear it, but I'm so glad to be here. So I hope everybody is enjoying the weather, the ones who are in the hilly areas, because that is one of the main things, or rather advantage of living up in the hills. Anyway, hope you had a wonderful weekend. But children, again, it's like a record going on and on. Please see the video. I think just one or two have sent me their answers, but otherwise it's there's hardly any children sending. So anyway, it's my duty. I'm doing my best. And when you come back to school, you'll be having an exam, because we are just hoping that the schools will open in May, and so as soon as you come back, you'll have your your first unit. Because children, last year we had this unit exams, but then of course you did it at home, so it was like, we didn't know who was cheating, who wasn't cheating. There were children who were very weak. They got in the 80s and 90s. And there were children who were very good, but they didn't get marks at all. So this time, I think, children, you have to be careful, because you will be getting proper exams. Well, anyway, we had finished, I think, this one, and I hope you read the Going on an Adventure. I told you to make some sentences, nobody bothered. So now if you come to page 14, we are going to do comprehension. Now comprehension means like what you have understood from the reader. Okay, over here we are good. The song is very simple comprehension. Now please look into your books. The first one is read and answer. Write numbers from 1 to 5 in the blanks to arrange the events from the story in the right order. The first one is written, Don Quixote saw a horse who was wearing something glittery. The second one is, Mr. Quiana found some armor, a helmet, and a lance in his store. The third one is, Mr. Quiana wanted to become a knight. The fourth one is, Mr. Quiana gave himself a new title. Don Quixote looked. Now, over here, this is written 1 to 5. Now, there are the sentences there. Over here, there are some sentences here. There are some sentences here. And like this. Have you understood? Now, we have to put these sentences in order. Is like Don Quixote. You think that is the first one? If you don't think so, whatever. So you have to, suppose question number thing is number 3 or 2 or 4 or 1 or 5, like that. Now I've just marked it. I've just marked it like that. It's not what I've done. You have to do it. I don't want to give you the answers. At least some thinking you should do and do it. The other one is choose the correct answer. That's also very easy. Mr. Quiana. Now why I'm saying is Quiana, I'm not saying Quizana, I'm saying Quiana, because like I told you before, X is silent. Mr. Quiana was famous throughout the world. Very easy. Why was he famous? Because was he gentle and kind? Now over here, if you see over there also, what is it written over here? That he was, because the answer will be, you write, because he was gentle and kind. Have you understood? Kind. There is a box here. The second one you see is, he did not work much, and number 3, he did many strange things. Now out of 1 2, and 3, which is the correct answer to A. Mr. Quiana was famous throughout the world because. So there are the answers, the boxes are there. If you think number 1 is right, you tick it. If you think number 2 is wrong, like that or like that, in that way. Have you understood? You just have to tick the answer in the box. Mr. Quiana forgot himself because, why did he forget himself? Because he was getting old. You think he forgot because he was getting old, or do you think number 2, he read all day and night? You think that is the correct answer? He forgot himself because he read all day and night. And number 3, you think it's because he was busy taking care of his dog and horse. Now out of those 3, which you think is the correct answer, you just put a tick. Have you understood? Now very easy, this is nothing much. Now see, Mr. Quiana's biggest need after he decided to become a knight was, what did you want? Did you want a new title, or number 2, did he want someone to attend him, or number 3, a protective armor? Now you will get mixed up with the answers. Just think and do the correct one. Have you understood? That is very, very easy. That you can do and send it to me. And of course, if you can, like in many schools, they have this system, children. They come to school and they give their books to the teachers, and then they correct, and the teachers correct, then they come again. Now don't tell me that, many of you might say, no ma'am, it's very difficult. If you are in Kalimpong, I'm talking about. Most of you will say, no ma'am, it's very difficult for us to come. No, it's not difficult, because I'll tell you what, I see many of you going here and there, must be going for your private tuitions or whatever, that doesn't concern me. But in like a friend of mine who was teaching in some school, I will not mention the name of the school, I was asking her, she was saying that they give work and the children come once a week. You need meet the teacher, you can put in the staff room or something, and then at the end of the week or something like that, the children come again to take the copies. I think that's a very good idea. Please try to do that, children. It's easy for you. At least you'll be doing your work, and we know what is the fault. Because like this time, some answers which the children had given me to correct, you will not believe it. They have forgotten where to write the date. They have forgotten the spacing in the sentences. I mean, I'm not telling you, the writing is terrible. Because first, and the language, of course, can't even say anything about it. It is really terrible. So children, I think that you should, if you can, I'm not forcing you tomorrow, you don't have to say, oh, ma'am told us. No, but if you could do it, it will benefit you and me too. At least I'll know what's wrong and all. And now we are coming to the reference to context. Now this reference to context, you can, when you send it to me by WhatsApp, it's really very difficult to correct it. But if you could, like I told you, this idea of coming once a week, keeping it, going back, correcting. Let's see how many of you will do that. Now reference means this gentleman had so many old odd ways and did so many strange things that he not only amused his neighbors and distressed his friends, but made himself famous towards the world. Now, if you see which pages, you will see this is thing. If you go to page 11, children, you will see this in the first paragraph. This gentleman had so many odd ways and did so many strange things that he not only amused means made somebody laugh, he amused his neighbor, and distress, of course, also means you're making your neighbors laugh, and at the same time you are upsetting them. Well, who is this gentleman now? Who are we talking about? Now we are talking, if you see right on top, you will see going on an adventure from Don Quixote. So easily you'll know that who is this? This gentleman is. Now this is another thing also, children, I want to tell you is that you are not answering properly. Your language is very bad. Who is this gentleman? Suppose I'll say over here. Now, who is this gentleman? We are going to answer. This is the way we are going to answer. Who is this gentleman? What is that question? Let me have a look at it. Yeah, A. 1A. Who is this gentleman? We will write this. Now look at my spacing. Gentleman. Was, past tense because the answering, was Don Q or there. Have you understood? This is the way you will answer neatly. Which words in these lines mean the same as peculiar? Now this line is strange. This generates so many odd ways. Odd also. Odd is peculiar. What is the main reason for finding him? Why do they find him amusing? And because he did so many strange things. Have you understood? Now the way we will not start the sentence with because. We will write the main reason for friends and neighbors finding him amusing and distressing we will not say is, was that he did many strange, he was odd and did so many strange things. Have you understood? And full stop. Begin with a capital letter, end with a full stop. Now children, today I am going to do only one because we've already done question number 1, 2 and reference to context 3. So next, now I want you to send me your answers. I'm going to note down the names. You are not sending me your answers, please. This is only the first chapter. Rather, after the lamp lighted, this is the first chapter. So children, please, because this is March end nearly, April, and I think hopefully we will start in May. And when you come, as soon as you come, I will give you a test to see how much you have been studying. So I hope, children, that you will follow and do the needful. Have you understood? Good morning and thank you once again. Thank you, children.